everyone, this is Kris, you're in my Project Management Sandbox. Welcome back. Last time we have been talking about Agile, the mindset that embraces change and focuses on value delivery. Today let's take care of the simplest and most visual Agile framework, Kanban. We will talk about the principles, the rules in Kanban, and the tools that we can use to visualize the flow. Let's get started. Before moving forward, make sure you smash the like button. You can always take it back if you don't like the content, but to streamline things, same as in Agile, let's do the shortest job first. Kanban started far away from the software world. It actually came from Toyota manufacturing system back in the middle of 20th century. The idea was simple: make work visible, limit how much is in progress, and make sure everything flows smoothly from start to finish. It was all about reducing waste, balancing demand and capacity, and delivering just in time. Over time, this approach evolved and made its way into technology and project management. Even though the context changed, from assembling cars to building software, the core idea stayed the same. Keep the process lean, transparent, and continuously improving. Let's talk about the principles. Kanban is built on a few principles that guide us how we manage the work. Number one is visualize the work. When you can see the flow, you can improve it. That's why Kanban boards, whether they're physical or digital, are so much powerful. They help everyone instantly understand what's being worked on, what's waiting, and where things are getting stuck. Number two, limit work in progress. Having too many tasks in progress slows everyone down. If you're with me for quite a while, you might remember that I had a video about multitasking. You can find it here. In short, the core idea behind was that multitasking doesn't exist. In reality, what we do is tasks hopping. We cannot work on multiple items at the same time. So what's happening? We're stopping the work on one of the items, shift to another, and to start actively working on it, we need to recall what the task is about. We need to recall what was our plan to make it happen, where we have stopped last time, and what we were planning to do as a next step. Only then we will be able to efficiently start the work on this new task. And this waste time that appears when switching from one task to another slows down the workflow significantly. Imagine if you have multiple tasks in progress. That's why Kanban encourages us to set limits so we only take on what we can truly handle at a time. This prevents multitasking overload and helps to maintain a steady flow. 3. Manage flow. The goal of Kanban is to streamline the work and to push the tasks faster to the next stage, and to make sure it moves smoothly through every step of the flow. That's why in Kanban we are focusing on reducing and eliminating bottlenecks and keeping the process balanced. Additional source of waste time can occur on hands-off. When multiple teammates are involved into the process, we need to ensure that when task is being passed from one step of the flow to another, the handoff is happening really smoothly, and there is no idle time, no waiting time, and we do not have any delays. And here where the fourth principle comes. Make process policies explicit. Everyone should understand how the work moves and what done means, what each column represents, and what the rules are for moving tasks forward. So it's not only guidelines on what should happen with the task before it's being moved from development to in review and from in review to testing, but what I would like to highlight at this point is particularly what done means. So I'm talking about the definition of done, which is frequently being missed or neglected when it comes to creating the task requirements. So it's not only important to understand what should be done, while it's equally important to understand how to make sure that it is done in the right way. 5. Implement feedback loops. Regular reviews, retrospectives, and stand-ups help team learn and adapt as we go. As you remember, principle number 12 from Agile in the past episode was about learning, reflecting, and adapting so that the continuous improvement is built into the delivery flow. Kanban supports this principle too. 6 is about improvement. It says that we need to improve collaboratively and evolve experimentally. And the idea behind is that Kanban teams focus on gradual, data-informed improvements instead of making big disruptive changes. Same as we are delivering the software incrementally, improvements also should come incrementally. Otherwise, if we break everything to the bottom ground, it might be super complicated and challenging to put bricks together. Now, what roles do we have in Kanban? In reality, Kanban doesn't define any specific or explicit roles. The roles are very lightweighted and serves more as a recommendation or idea on what could be helpful in terms of the responsibilities. So I would like to highlight two informal roles that are important from the Kanban perspective. One of them is the service request manager and another one is the service delivery manager. To better understand what's behind, we can actually translate it into the more common roles. When it comes to service request manager, this is someone who is responsible for clarifying the requirements and priorities. So it's someone who is pointing out the direction where to go. And when we think of this, we can align it with the product manager or product owner role. When it comes to service delivery manager, this is a role focused on facilitating the delivery flow, eliminating bottlenecks, and improving the team performance. And naturally, what comes to my mind is project management. But remember, those are not official titles, just a suggested way of thinking when it comes to responsibilities. And here we landed on the tools that we can use in order to visualize the flow. Mainly speaking, I believe these days almost every software development tool offers the possibility of visualizing the Kanban board. This could be Jira, Trello, Azure boards, or even GitLab plans. And this is not the end of the list. You're free to pick any tool that would serve best to your needs or just appeals more to you. The idea behind visualizing the flow is to represent what stages the tasks should pass through from the moment the requirements are created till the moment it could be available on the production environment. In its minimum, there are 4 columns, which are to do, in progress, in review, and done. To do stage is for the tasks that were clarified and scoped from the requirements and are ready to be picked up for work. By the way, it's applicable not only for software development, it's applicable for design, it's applicable for quality assurance, for marketing, and mainly for every team. As you remember, originally it came from cars manufacturing, so no doubt it could be adapted to any team type. Getting back to the steps. In progress represents the tasks that are currently being worked on. In review, meaning that the active work is completed, but it requires the verification and quality assurance. And done tells us that the task is completed, code merged to master, and is available on the production environment. What is more, you're free to enhance those stages to make the process even more transparent and visual for everyone. What's really important is to work on this board collaboratively with the whole team and to embrace not only trust but ownership and accountability when it comes to updating the board, as everyone who is picking up the task is responsible to show what is going on with it at the particular moment so that everybody else is able to kind of connect the dots and learn what's up with overall project progress. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. Cheers!